Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Frosty Espresso, and today I'm here to talk about Dirty Bomb's trading system combined with the Steam trading system and general things to just keep in mind. And today's footage is me playing as the Obsidian Skyhammer and Phantom with refined quality Cobalt weapons, which for Skyhammer I have the M4 Overdrive and I'm using the Blishlok on Phantom. And before I get talking about today's video, I want to address one quick thing. My rant video that got 1,000 views within a week, which, to be honest, I'm really surprised. I was really thinking this would have been a whole waste of time, just months of constantly editing a script just to have a bunch of people upset. But hey, that's criticism, right? And most of you guys gave me truthful and honest, critiques, and I appreciate all of them. And from what I learned, I probably won't be ranting as much as I think that I would want to. I mean, I just felt like it was very necessary for me to let out my own voice because, as most of us who are still staying around with this game at this point, a lot of us are really pissed about some of the choices that the lovely folks of Splash Damage have chose to commit. And yes, one thing for sure, I was very nervous about creating this video because there's just little old me on YouTube, and I'm making a video that was going against the decisions of a somewhat big corporation, which, like I say again, they're lovely folks and all, but they thought they were ready for 1.0, so they get the critique. At this point, there's no mercy, and I hope some of you are doing the same. And so, to start talking about the main stuff in this video, I want to first address about weapon polishing and why I feel like it was absolutely necessary for the ability to craft weapon cards or just polish them up in Dirty Bomb. And just mainly in general, why would be just the price that you have to pay to craft. And Splash Damage brought this up a couple times in their Ask the Dev series, that they wanted to have a roadmap for weapon polishing for the players that, who got so many bronze skins later, could scrap up and get some silver ones, and then scrap up the silver ones to get gold, and then cobalt. And well, they sadly, I guess, full-on confirmed that they got rid of it off their roadmap because they were more worried about Steam trading, which Steam trading never took effect until 1.0 was launched some moments later. My question is, why can't we craft weapon cards? Or why can't we improve, polish weapon cards? It doesn't make sense to me, because if I'm allowed to be able to scrap, purchase, craft loadout cards, which are essential to gameplay, I should be able to do the same thing with some flashy skin. It's like, most of us have paid actual money, including myself, so much money, and it's like, the reason I did this was so I could scrap up and get better skins. And when you do something like that and just pull something right out of your hat, it's like, oh wow, great, nice to know that a feature that most of us were looking forward is now gone. Great. Thanks once again for removing something, then adding something in because you guys think it's too much of a problem and or lazy and can't do it. And if anything, if we can't polish weapon cards, then we should at least be able to do something like the old trade-up system, or kind of something similar to how CSGO works, or how Team Fortress 2 does. You got like a bundle of skins at like some X rarity, and you could step up the next tier and get a random weapon in that tier. And of course, there should be the effects of, oh yeah, you put a bunch of battle scarred skins in, then yeah, you're going to get, you know, we'll go back to the bronze example here again. It's like, if you give up a bunch of bronze scards, then you should get a silver scarred. And if you did like a bunch of like refined and pristines, then it's like I should be seeing pristine and refined, you know, silvers if I gave up nothing but bronze, refines, and pristines. I'd also like to address the actual Steam trading, where we can't currently trade special editions and or loadout cards, because at the moment and at launch of Steam trading, SD announced that it was, and for the longest time too, which I don't know why most of us were surprised that, oh my god, we can't trade special editions. Why did you lie to us, SD? Well, the funny thing is, they've been saying this for a couple of months now, which I'll post a screenshot of, I believe it was on the official Dirty Ball website, stating that they only wanted to allow us to trade bronze through cobalt of all 5 cases and any of the Melee Mayhem skins. Which, it's like, I was kind of okay with this at first, but just over time, I've been seeing people really wanting to trade special editions this for special edition that. I want to trade loadout cards for weapon skins. And I talked to some folks at Splash Damage and asked them when, if possible, we would be able to do this. And for the countless amount of times, based off of Ask the Dev series to me asking some folks at Splash Damage, they have told me that they wanted to implement trading in first and then just sit there and wait and make sure everything works. And this has been going on for months. I still don't think there should be an excuse why we shouldn't be allowed to trade those, as those are limited edition compared to a Cobalt card that I could get at some random time. And not only that, but loadout card trading should absolutely be a main priority when it comes towards the customer end. And so I would like to ask, in the comment section below, let me know what you guys feel about trading in general, of what you guys felt like was necessary, and just your first reactions towards Steam trading. And speaking of Steam trading, I've been recently making trades myself, as in, you know, the two Cobalt weapons I got. I did not unbox those. I'm about almost 230 weapon skins in now. I've been using, you know, credit-based keys to unlock the locked weapon cases, and I still have not received a single Cobalt out of those. So I pretty much was just like, yeah, screw it, I'm just gonna go trade up and get my skins that way. And it seems like so far I've been quite lucky, and I appreciate all the trades that I've been receiving so far. But I've been having a couple of problems with trading, and I'm pretty sure most of us have. The number one thing that ticks, I think, most of us off, which has been a thing on Steam for many years due to the fact that scamming has been just a nasty thing on Steam, that lovely folks on Steam don't quite filter out bots and etc. But the thing that ticks me off the most is, because of this, you have to have what's something called a Steam Mobile Authenticator, which pretty much, if you don't know what that is, that's the reason why it takes 15 days to trade an item. Or should I say items. And my problem with that is, you know, simply enough, it's like, oh great, I have to wait 2 weeks and hang on to something, and if I don't, then I get a 7-day hold on trading, and no one wants that. So, this is me being very kind of asking those who don't have the mobile authenticator to please get the authenticator, because it makes trading so much easier. And if you don't know how to get it, simply enough, just look up stuff on YouTube to see how to get the mobile authenticator. The 2 ways that I'm well aware of is, the number one and most obvious is getting it on a mobile phone or on a tablet, and the other way, I believe you can get a emulator of the Steam mobile authenticator, but I'm not so quite sure. So you guys are gonna have to look this up. And back to the trades that I've been making. I'm gonna show a couple of guys some screenshots of some of the amazing trades you've been offering me, and I wanted to talk a little bit about pricing, or should I say putting a price tag on certain key items, and or some ideology of what would logically make sense for trades, because I've been being sent on stuff on Discord or just any social channels left and right saying, wow, look at this guy, he doesn't know how to trade, and keep in mind, there's no set value, so technically it's all up to what you logically think is acceptable and what's not as a trade. You know, what you consider as a scam or just not worth your bargain. And some of the current trades I've recently got, first off, is the lovely M4 skin, and it costed me all of my bronze pristines refines, but I found it worth my while because I don't really use any of the bronze skins, and or would ever really wanted them. Some of them are nice and some aren't, but I felt like it was worth my while to get a Cobalt back. And another trade that I had recently for the Blishlok was a Steam game for the Refined Vindicator, which is pretty crazy, but I'm pretty sure in equal value I'll probably pay about the same for the weapons, which that game I believe was $20 in US, and it's probably like maybe 24 euros or something like that. But Cobalts are not cheap, and and I'm pretty sure most of us have accepted that fact. And some other traits I've got, I'll show some screenshots there of what I've logically felt like that were, you know, acceptable and meaningful trades, maybe to me, just because, you know, I'm trying to scrap up and get rid of inventory for nicer skins so I can trade up, and I'm pretty sure that's what most of us are trying to do, or try getting maybe like out of game main currencies like keys from Counter-Strike and Team Fortress 2, which one of these other trades that I show right here, I'm currently waiting on for this trade to come on to happen, because I recently bought, or should I say I recently have confirmed a trade with someone to get I believe it's a warned Blishlok Vindicator for 6 TF2 keys, which is equivalent to almost about $15, but selling that back, you're probably only going to make like $11-12, which logically would make sense for the Cobalt rarity, which is almost impossible to unbox, and especially melee skins that are Cobalt from those 5 cases. They're definitely going to be probably worth more than just like $10-20 that I've been offering, worth in skins, keys, and games. So one thing I do want to quickly advertise before I move on: if anyone has the Alice Kirkery, please hit me up. I would love to try offering a sweet, lovely deal, and or whenever contraband skins become tradable, I would personally buy those with actual cash, because those are simply items that I'm pretty sure about anyone would want. And speaking of talking about using real money, I hope SD in the future allows us to implement the marketplace, so whenever we trade items, they can make a, you know, a couple pennies or a buck, depending on what the item is, out of the marketplace. And I don't see why they could not implement this. It's a simple, like I said, it's simple, easy cash that someone would rather spend on their game than actually spending $4.99 on a unlocked case that gives you a bronze about every single time. And this is where I'm going to finish off this video of asking you this: what is your beliefs on what is your belief on the item values in Dirty Bomb, as in, you know, from like bronze to special edition, to what do you think loadout cards should be worth, to what are some traits if you guys have made, you know? And for me, what I feel like that should determine an item's price should probably be determining factors on tradable items should be based on rarity, quality, if the item has a certain, you know, wear and tear, the demand and popularity of the item, and most importantly, the existence / the obtainability. So I'm going to finish off this video from here. If my voiceover does not end according to the footage, then I guess enjoy the rest of the gameplay. This is Frosty Espresso saying thank you for taking your sweet time of watching my rant video to now this one. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
EV on the move, escorted to the crash site.